Hi, and thank you for joining me on another Friday upgrade where we make small incremental changes to your personal operating system. I am Aviv Ben-Yosef, advisor and coach to tech executives, and these are all bite-sized concepts taken from my book, The Tech Executive Operating System. Today I want to talk to you about the approaches you need to have and hold as a tech executive. These are necessary for you to have the most leverage and impact in your role, because in the book I talk about all sorts of tactics and tools that you should be having in your toolset to be effective, but none of those will work if you don't have the right approach when you're wielding these tools. So let's start with the most important one, and that is the executive mindset. If you've read anything about Steve Jobs, you've heard that people described him as having this force field energy about him. He'd come to you, talk to you about something, and make you feel like no matter how hard it is possible. He would make people believe. And you don't need to be Steve Jobs, but you need to try and have the same kind of effect on your people. As techies, we tend to be sarcastic, cynical, and pessimistic, but that's not really the kind of person that people are going to want to be led by. That's not the kind of person I'm going to follow. When you rush to battle, you don't say, hey, after me, let's give it a shot. You say, come on guys, we've got it. That's the kind of mindset that you need. That's the executive mindset, as I call it. And having the executive mindset means that you act as an active lighthouse that's shining a ray of positivity and light and energy to everyone around. When you're having a discussion with your fellow executives talking about the strategy, you can be concrete. You can say what you see as the obstacles and setbacks and problems with the plan. But once you move and transition to working with your people, you need to make them believe that anything is possible. And I always give this example of, if I provide you with a chessboard with a given position and just say, what are you going to do? You're going to look at it, and maybe in 10 seconds you're going to just give up and say, I don't know. And if I provide you with the same chessboard and say, mate in two, white to win, you're going to give it at least 2 minutes and try and find it. And that's because that's the way we're wired. When someone tells you that a problem has a solution, you're going to try harder. That's just the way it is. So why not make the most out of that and provide that sort of hope and positivity to your team? That's the executive mindset, and it's the most important approach. Second is not shying away. You might be used to not providing feedback right away. Maybe you don't feel comfortable with telling people the truth. Maybe you feel like it's harming people. Maybe you never, as yourself in previous roles, received candid feedback, and you don't realize the importance of it. But the truth is that people do not spontaneously become better in the work without getting some guidance, without getting some knowledge. And it is your role to provide them with those candid insights. You have to be frank, and you have to tell them what you're seeing, what you're expecting, and where they are lacking, where they need to grow a bit more. Only with that can you drive your people forward and help them self-actualize, help them really achieve all their potential allows them to. And I always say that providing stale feedback, let's wait for the yearly review and that sort of stuff, it's like being told that your commit from 2 weeks ago broke the build. Who cares by now? It no longer helps me in any way. I don't know what to do. You have to provide timely feedback in an ongoing manner. In my first podcast ever, I talked about this as your leadership muscle. You have to start exercising that muscle. You have to provide people feedback all the time, so it becomes easier with time for you to provide it and for them to hear it and learn from it. Start doing that. A third approach is letting go. I'm not talking about the annoying Frozen song that my girls keep singing. I'm talking about understanding that eventually things that have worked for you till now will not work from this point forward. We have to grow. And if we don't let go, if we don't become vulnerable and try new things and adapt, we're gonna be stuck in a rut, right? We're not gonna grow if we don't ever, like the hermit crab, eventually let go of one shell and find a bigger one. You don't have physically space to grow. So you have to understand that that is something that comes with time. Maybe whatever worked for managing your first 20 employees won't work for the next 100. Maybe the way you hired your first 30 employees won't work for the next 300. You have to realize that, what got you here won't get you there. That's just the way it is. And you have to be okay with it. And even better, realize, that's the executive mindset, that this is where you have opportunities for growth, personal growth, and for your entire organization. And lastly, the last approach is that you need to take the lead. And it's as simple as it sounds. You've got agency, you're an executive in the company, you're not just a leader, you are the leader of your organization. You can't sit down and wait for someone else to take the initiative. Take it. It's yours. And that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. You can get a bunch more insights about these and more in the Tech Executive Operating System, which is coming out in a couple of weeks. Subscribe below if you want to get the next Friday upgrade, along with my weekly article, podcast, and exclusive insights I only share in my newsletter. Thank you, and talk again soon.